It's a time of year when the weather is changeable, to say the least. One minute it's warm, sunshine, the next minute you've got snow. It's very important to check your vehicle over and to make sure it's in a roadworthy condition before you set off. In the police, we adopt what we call a powder check. There's an acronym for how we check the vehicles out before we set off to make sure that we get there. And I'm going to share that with you today. The P stands for petrol or diesel, any fuel. Make sure you've got sufficient fuel for your journey. Very few things more embarrassing than running out of petrol halfway down the motorway when you could have fueled up at the last service station. The O is for oil. Find out where your dipstick is in your car. You'd be surprised how few people know where that dipstick is, and check it regularly. Make sure that the oil is showing between the two levels that it needs to be. If it's below, top it up a little bit before you go. Don't put too much in there. Also check your power steering and your brake fluid levels occasionally to make sure that they are where they need to be. W is for water. Water for your coolant system, which again, there'll be a reservoir inside your engine. Make sure you know where it is. Make sure it's between the minimum and the maximum points. When you do all these checks, make sure your car is on the level and cool before you do it. Also check that your window washer reservoir is full and has the additive in it at the correct level. In this kind of time of year, we want 50-50 usually to stop it from freezing up in the cold weather. The D is for damage. Have a look at your vehicle. I'm not talking about bumps and scrapes such as this car has got, but I'm talking about the kind of damage which would mean that something might fall off as you're driving along, or if you catch somebody, it's going to injure them. E is for electrics, your lights. Most importantly, your brake lights. Either back the car near to a wall, put your foot on the brakes with the ignition on so you can see the lights illuminating behind you, or better still, get someone to go and have a look for you. Make sure your running lights are working and your headlights are working. It's important to make sure that they are. The worst thing is sometimes when the offside rear running lights aren't working and only the interior ones. In the dark, it's very dangerous. And of course, your brake lights are very essential, so make sure they all work. R is for rubbers, your tyres. When you're driving along, all you have between you and the road surface is 4 postcard-sized pieces of rubber. So it's really important to make sure that they're in good order. Check your tyres regularly. When you look at your tyre, make sure that you turn your tyre out before you check it. Because sometimes if your tracking's out or your steering alignment isn't correct, the inside can wear at a rate that the outside isn't showing. So don't just rely on seeing the outside. Turn it out and have a good look over the surface of the tyre. Most tyres will have these things called tread wear indicators on them. The little blocks that sit in the channels of the tyre. When they get level with the surface of the tread, it's time to start thinking about changing your tyre. The legal limit in this country is 1.6 millimetres on a car, 1 millimetre on a motorcycle. So make sure that they are in good order. Check that your tread is good all across the surface of the tyre. Check the outside for any bumps, bulges or nicks or cuts in the tyre, because if there are any on there, you need to take it to a tyre centre and get it checked out to make sure it's in order. So that's what you need to do to check yourself before you go out. Some people also say there's a powdery check, the Y being you. Are you fit to drive? Have you been out the night before? Are you tired? Make sure you're in good order before you set off. If you do these checks regularly, you'll make sure your car's in good working order, everything is legal, and hopefully you'll get to your destination without having to call the RSE or the AA out to take you on to the rest of your journey. Thank you.